Sign here, the lawyer said, pushing the divorce papers toward me. Your wife gets everything. I didn't say a word. Just signed. Not because I agreed, but because I understood this wasn't the finish line. It was just the first step of something new. Her name was Elise. A woman with a velvet voice and a razor wit. She had that look, like you were a challenge she was eager to conquer and a prize she planned to polish. We met at one of those glossy networking events, champagne, curated conversations, people hiding desperation behind tailored suits. I was the young founder with big ideas and a pitch deck full of possibilities. She told me she believed in me. What she really believed in was what I could turn into. And when I landed our first major funding, when the platform took off, no one cheered louder than Elise. But love? That was never her currency. What she gave me was calculated support. A smile when the numbers were up, silence when they dipped. I told myself she was just tough, the grounding force I needed. Then came the late-night messages she wouldn't explain, bank movements that made no sense. And one day, I came home from an investor trip to find the house gutted. Furniture gone. My wardrobe in garbage bags by the door. She'd played the long game, sold off equity behind my back, signed things with my name where it counted, locked me out of my own company. She didn't just empty the accounts. She erased my identity. So I sat in that sterile office, staring at my signature on a paper that made it all official, ruined, discarded, and stripped of everything. But I didn't break. I let her believe she'd won. The next 12 years, I kept to the shadows. Worked under borrowed names. Took dead-end tech jobs at companies where no one cared who I used to be. I watched. Listened. Learned how the real players moved their pieces. How deals were struck behind smiles. How names disappeared and reappeared with new reputations and cleaner stories. I turned Elise into a blueprint. She and Victor, her new husband, the one she'd left me for, were easy to predict. They bought luxury, chased attention, and tried to turn my legacy into a lifestyle brand. A villa in Spain. Chain cafes with fake green ethics, all wrapped in my original name. They thought I'd vanished. But I was already inside, reading their emails, tracking suppliers, analyzing cash flow. I didn't want fast revenge. I wanted irreversible damage. 3 years ago, I started Avidus, a discreet investment firm with a dozen faceless subsidiaries. We made acquisitions, slowly moving closer to Elise's ecosystem, without ever touching it directly. Last year, we took over Nero Green, her main supplier. We rewrote the contracts, recalibrated pricing, and watched her overhead climb by 17%. This year, her profits began to bleed. And this time, she never even saw it coming. We quietly acquired her distributor, subtly disrupted delivery schedules, delayed shipments, and let products spoil. Victor never caught on. He was too caught up chasing fame online. Elise tried to shift course, but no bank would back their investors anymore. Mine, meanwhile, had begun to withdraw. Then, this morning, they appeared, uninvited, at my boardroom. Glass walls. Downtown skyline. The same city where she once left me on the street. Victor was visibly nervous. Elise wasn't, at least not yet. She still believed she could charm her way out of anything. Our company's collapsing, Victor said. We heard you might be able to help. I leaned back, hands steepled. Elise stepped closer. Look, I know there's history between us. That's the issue, I replied, voice level. You think that gives you an edge. It doesn't. History just tells me how far you're willing to go and what you look like when you're desperate. She blinked, hesitating. This company was built on betrayal, I continued. That taught me how to make something no one could touch. Her gaze dropped to the folders on my desk. Spreadsheets, reports, losses, proof of how badly things had gone for them. If we don't restructure, she said, trying for sympathy, we'll have to declare bankruptcy. I finished for her. Yes, I'm aware. I stood, circled the table, and placed a single page in front of her. Her hands shook slightly. It was an acquisition offer. No pleasantries. No cushion. Just a final choice. You can sign this and walk away with a shred of dignity. or refuse and watch it all collapse in public. Victor turned to her. We should sign. She shot him a sharp look, but I saw it, doubt. The first crack. The slow realization that, for once, she wasn't the sharpest mind in the room. Her pen hesitated in the air. You did this, she said quietly. You've been planning this. I met her eyes. You showed me how. All those years ago you walked away. Silently. I didn't wait to see them leave. I had another meeting. But after the door closed, I let myself breathe, just once. A flicker of something close to satisfaction. Because betrayal does more than wound you. If you're smart, if you wait, it hones you into something colder. Sharper. 12 years ago, I gave up everything with a signature. Today, they did the same. And I kept the promise I made to myself. Never again would I be the one on his knees in a lawyer's office. Now they're the ones crawling. And I'm the one holding the pen,